Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video. This is another one in my vlog series that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association in conjunction with the blog that I write for them, talking all about songwriting and what has worked for various artists over the course of a handful of years, whether those songs have been hits or not. So, this latest kick that I'm on is called Wouldn't It Be Nice? And it's continuing our talk about nostalgia, which we've looked at in various different ways. But this time, what we're focusing on is the narrator being very far removed from this particular point in their life, and they're really pining for it once again. We have thus far looked at the song Alabama Rain by Jim Croce, Fire in the Canyon by Fountains of Wayne, as well as Till Summer Comes Around by Keith Urban. That was last week. This week we have looked at the songs Boots of Spanish Leather by Bob Dylan, and we also looked at Angel from Montgomery by John Prine. Now we're going to look at Free Life by Dan Wilson. So, the title track to Dan Wilson's debut solo album is told from the perspective of a narrator who has lost his way with his significant other and is proposing that they take a trip together to recapture the magic they once had. He can already imagine the people they'll run into. They seem familiar in some way, look kind of like we did before we got so cold. In the second verse, he continues on to say they'll go into the unknown lands where lovers needn't hide. And also in that second verse, he declares that we've got these lives for free. We don't know where they've been. We don't know where they'll go when we're through with them. And in the pre chorus, he discusses all the questions that need answering on this spiritual journey. The third verse reveals that they used to ask these same questions lying in his room. The implication to me says they weren't able to get those answers doing that, so they need to try to get back to where they were in some sort of way, which is the trip that he proposes. Melodically, the song is written in drop D, with the intro alternating between E minor and D9, which is the 2 and the 1 chord. By the way, Dan Wilson really loves those chords going 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, things like that. So that's something to watch out for, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later. So the verses use B minor, G, D, G, B minor, A, and E minor, which is a 6, 4, 1, 4, 6, 5, 2 progression. The pre-chorus then uses E minor, D, A, and G, which is the 2 chord, the 1 chord, the 5 chord, and the 4 chord, while the chorus slash hook that says what you gonna spend your free life on, free life, uses G, B minor, A, G, D slash F sharp, E minor, and D9, which is a 4, 6, 5, 4, 1, 2, 1 pattern. Instrumentally, the song uses acoustic guitar, piano, drums, and slide guitar, as well as backing vocals from Natalie Maines. Structurally, the song uses a verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, solo, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, outro format. The outro is a rehashing of the pre-chorus. When I talked about Someone Like You by Adele in my productive co-writing blog, I mentioned how talented Dan Wilson is at writing pre-choruses and bridges. There's no bridge in Free Life, but the pre-chorus in this particular song is actually what got me noticing that talent. And though it didn't happen until about 2020 when I couldn't for the life of me get that pre-chorus out of my head at work, it's one of those things that's very worth noting. I mean that very lovingly, saying that I couldn't get his stuff out of my head. It's so well done, it flows so smoothly into the chorus, and it's very catchy. So, as you were listening to this particular song, I would pay especially close attention to how he structures the pre chorus. Again, those aren't always necessary, but when they are, Dan Wilson does them spectacularly well. So you can spend part of your free life listening to Free Life, and it is embedded below. I'm Minnesota Mike. Be sure to check out all my other blogs on the Memphis Songwriters Association website. You can read all 6 of them on here. Usually I just do 4. But if you do the blog option, then you can read all of the ones that I'm talking about rather than the reveal, 2 or 3 at a time each week. So there is that. But you can check out all my other vlogs right here on YouTube. Thank you so much.